shaking AC.
Hey man, what are you up to? What are you doing today?
You know what? Just working on my skills, I guess. Girls like guys with skills. Oh, computer hacking skills, bow staffing skills, nunchuck skills. God, freaking idiot.
You're being Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah, I am. Do you have any chapstick? My lips hurt real bad. God.
Okay, give me one more. I freaking love that movie. One more.
Like he's got a llama named Tina. Tina, come get your ham. Oh.
I don't understand you sometimes.
Or like when he's hanging out with his brother Kip, and he's giving Kip a hard time about his new girlfriend LaFonda, and Kip's like, Napoleon, you're just jealous. LaFonda's a babe.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, if anybody's wondering, what's going on here, you'll have to go watch the movie Napoleon Dynamite, and then you'll totally know.
Yeah, greatest unknown movie ever.
Yeah, I actually do. I do love that movie, and just because I don't know if I love it. I just think it's very weirdly entertaining, which is kind of a good theme for us here today.
Yeah, actually, you know what I'd love to talk about is AC Inc. just received such a badass award from Entrepreneur Inc. Right? What was the award?
Oh my gosh, that was so exciting and such a big surprise. So we were in the top 15 franchise consultant category. So not brokers, but consultants and advisors for franchising. And I think you told me about it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Just thinking I don't know. I don't even know how it happened. But then the more I heard about it, it sounds like it's kind of exciting and a big deal.
Yeah, you know what? It's actually like a lot of franchisors out there may know these awards. They have the top new franchisees, top food franchisees, franchise 500, all that sort of stuff, right? From a franchisor standpoint, you just have to be registered on the website and keep your details up to date. But from a supplier's standpoint, it's actually a much bigger deal, in my opinion, because the suppliers actually, Entrepreneur Magazine sends out a survey, and a franchisor has to go out of his or her way to fill this out and spend some time. And so that means that there is a number of people that were so passionate about what you do and what you offer that they went out of their way and they filled this out in order to get you nominated and winning it, or however you call it, receiving it.
Yeah, the recognition. I can't even believe it. I'm so I honestly really I wouldn't be where I'm at without the team. It's been incredible. And I think we ranted about that last week about how, when you attract the right people for your team, and that's a good example of what can happen, right? When you surround yourself with the right people, you just go up together. And I'm so proud of everybody on the team. And it's so fun when, we're at a round table and one of our participants there gives Keith a shout out, or one of the other advisors a shout out for their great work. And I'm like, that's so awesome. They're using their gifts and talents, to help me on my mission to make franchising better. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Thanks for recognizing or acknowledging it.
Well, you're welcome. But there's a reason I bring it up, is because when you receive awards like this, or recognition or shout out or anything like that, that's a form of marketing. Specifically, it's a form of PR, public relations, right? Right? You're looking at it. Okay. Because it helps spread the word. People share what their thoughts and the notoriety around your company and what you do spreads around because of that, right? So, I mean, myself as a franchisor, I've always found it valuable to apply for as many awards, see if I can get nominated, all that sort of stuff, because when it comes out, it's a great opportunity for PR and public relations, and to sort of push it out, right? Have you found something similar like that amongst your franchisor clients, your own business?
Yeah, well, I guess I just think that you're totally right that you should always keep your eye out for opportunities to get recognition and awards. Again, that one came out of the left field. It was awesome and exciting. Did I use the expression right? Out of the left field, out of left field. I don't know.
No, don't worry. Baby Ruth is happy.
Okay. Baby Ruth. it's really important to look for what awards are available to you, and recognition for sure, because it gets you that free PR and it gets you that credibility for your target audience to see that. One thing I would say, just as a tip for people, is I have been known to, you can nominate yourself for things too sometimes. Now, this one I didn't, but I have done that before. Back in the early days of AC Inc., there was a local business magazine that was doing a 10 to watch, and you basically had to fill out, what are you doing to make an impact? What's your revenue goals? All these things, which I got that one. I got that one. So there you go. That was a fun one. That's a few years ago. Another one I got was now I'm bragging.
That's the whole point. You get these awards and it gives a PR opportunity, right?
This was a Chamber of Commerce New Business Award. With those, I submitted the application. It's okay to do that, folks. You get to talk about what you do, your mission. And hey, if it gets you recognition and, whatever exposure you can get for your business and credibility, I mean, go for it, man. It's free. And I just thought what's really good about having to do that is it forces you to think about how to communicate what you're good at, why you're good at it, what's your mission. Like doing that as an exercise is a really good idea, like submitting that nomination.
Mm-hmm. So you're kind of talking about like your story, and being nominated or winning award or whatever contributes to the story of you or the story of your business or whatever you're doing, right? Of your endeavors. And isn't that what PR actually is, right? Like there's all this nomenclature, marketing, advertising, PR, all that sort of stuff. But I think PR is kind of the most definitive, where it's trying to convey your story to the public.
Usually in a more authentic way. Like it would be more authentic to receive an award than to put an ad out there or something, right? So that, like when we're talking about marketing, like it's a really authentic way. I think what sort of ties into this too is when you get interviewed on a podcast or for an article of some sort, it forces you also to think about like how you're putting yourself out there and how you're communicating the value that you bring. I was just actually on a call before this with somebody that we were just doing a little bit of prep for an interview. He's going to interview me on his podcast. And it's cool how it forces you to think like, okay, yeah, what can I talk about that I know for his audience, and how can I make this also be a good marketing piece for my company? I think people don't realize how easy it is to get these things, whether it's an award, get some recognition like that, whether it's getting on a podcast or any kind of PR. They don't realize it's actually a lot easier than I think people realize.
Yeah. And an example for that, like just running on this train of podcasts, is I found that when you speak to entrepreneurs and you're like, if you want some PR or free PR, get on a podcast. And they'll be like, yeah, but really, like, how many VR podcasts are there? And you got to think broader than that. Do you have to be on a VR podcast? Like, you're a virtual reality arcade owner, but you're also an entrepreneur. So let's open that up. Let's talk about entrepreneurial podcasts, right?
You're an entrepreneur, you're a small business owner, you're a leader, like you're any of those things. You could be, if you're a female, being a mom and business podcast. Like, I think actually what I did, my very first podcast, the audience was probably nothing to do with my audience, but I used it as a way to be like, I've been on a podcast before, and then, you get on another podcast and then it starts to snowball. So I think it's a really important message for people to realize that it's easier to do than you think. Just get it started. Common message people hear me say, action equals growth, take those steps forward, get that. And I don't even know if it's still on our website, but I remember that was something early on I really did focus on, was getting a lot of, this credibility. How am I going to get credibility? And these are great ideas for getting credibility, whether it's PR, an award, or all these other options.
Yeah, and it could even be around interests. Like if you're interested in coaxial cables and low range antennas,
or Napoleon Dynamite,
get out there and talk. Right, the more your name is out there, it could come up in different situations. And if somebody wants to talk to you about coax cables, you can sell them a franchise.
There you go, and it just gives you practice. So yeah,
got it.
Go do it, everybody.
Let's wrap it up.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Go be awesome.